Hello YouTube, this is Jay here, and this is my 6-month update of my experimental no water change deep substrate tank that you are seeing here. Just in case you are new to this channel, this is a experiment of mine where I am testing a no water change tank utilizing a deep substrate. Now first things first, because I see this comment in almost every single time I upload a update for this tank, everybody's like, "Oh Jay, you should just put some plants in the tank. That would really help." Yes, I know that. I am aware of that. The reason I don't have plants in this tank is because I want to test just what the substrate can do. I don't want plants in the equation. In my other no water change tanks that you can see in my channel, I always have plants in the tanks. I just believe that is how you achieve a balanced tank. But in this tank, I decided not to put plants in the tank on purpose, just so I can test what this deep substrate can do. So just to recap how this tank works is it does not have any filter. It has absolutely nothing. It just has stones and some wood, and the main guy here is this very deep substrate down here. It is dirt at the bottom here, because this used to be a planted tank, so I just kept that dirt substrate and then I just capped it off with a bunch of sand. So this deep substrate is what handles most of the filtration needs of this tank. That is what this does. And over here in the corner, I have an Airstone. What this Airstone does is just providing oxygenation. It's just a safety measure. This tank would probably work without the Airstone. It just ensures that there is enough oxygen so that if there is too much food going on, or a couple fish die and something, that does not eat up too much oxygen as to harm the other critters in here. So that is just a safety measure. It doesn't really provide any filtration. It just provides some water circulation and some oxygenation. That's it. As far as the critters that inhabit this tank, I have 10 neon tetras in there. You can see them swimming around. I have lost 2 a couple weeks ago for some unknown reason that I'm not certain about, and then ever since I've not lost any. So there's about 10 in there. And I have a bunch of ramshorn snails. They have been breeding consistently. You can see there's some baby ones there. And also I have a bunch of cherry shrimp. You can see a buried one actually right there in front of the camera there. So there are a bunch of cherry shrimp. And that's it. It's shrimp, snails, and a bunch of neon tetras. This tank has been going on for 6 months now without any water changes. I just do top offs. This is another question I get a lot. How do I top off with? I just top off with regular tap water. Nothing else. So I just do top offs, and this light here, it's off most of the time. I just turn it on mostly to just take a look at a tank and film videos. And there is a automatic feeder there that feeds once every day some flake food and some other things mixed in there, but mostly flake food. So yep, this tank, it's been on for 6 months and I've not seen any problems with it so far. Ultimately, I think I will take this experiment up to 9 months. I think that is going to be the limit. The nitrates have been stable at 12.5 recently. It has not been going up. I thought it might go up a little bit, but actually it went up a little bit and then it went down, so it's been steady at 12.5 for a couple weeks now. So I think the deep substrate here is doing a pretty good job at getting rid of the nitrates. And so some people might ask, then why can't you just keep this going indefinitely? And maybe I could. That is a possibility, but I just don't think this can go on indefinitely for years and years, because ultimately this tank is not a balanced tank. There is food constantly going into the tank every single day, and there's nothing really much coming out other than the nitrogen gas that is produced by the deep substrate. I don't think that is going to be enough to mitigate everything. Like, a balanced system has to have some plants or some algae growing in there to balance out the animals producing all the waste. So I can have the food going in, and I can trim off some of the plants, so there's a constant input of food and a constant output of plants. And I think that is how you can ultimately have a indefinitely lasting, sustainable ecosystem. Whereas this thing is fundamentally unbalanced because it only has animals in it, and there is no water coming in or out of it. There's just top-offs for evaporation. So I think I'll take this to 9 months if it doesn't crash before that, and then I'll just maybe run it as a once every 9 months water change tank, something like that. I don't know, or maybe I'll tear it down for a different experiment, but keep tuned, guys. I'll keep posting updates up until 9 months, and then I'll decide what to do next. So yeah, so far at 6 months, the tank is doing fine. No more deaths. The water has cleared up actually a little bit, and the shrimp and snails are breeding just as well as they were at the beginning. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry I've not been able to post many videos or post reply to comments. I've been a bit busy recently, so yep. So this tank is going well, and I'll keep posting updates. Thanks for watching.